Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode, another hour, another edition of The Assist. We got a different lineup today. To my right, we have our Houston sports expert, James, in the building. You already know what's going on. And surprisingly, to his right, we have nobody.
Nobody.
Coach G's not in the building today. Shout out Coach G. I know he's listening.
Yeah.
Had to go be Coach G. Had to go coach I was going to say the juniors, but that would be J. So, I mean, you know. Anyway, he had to go be a coach and Coach G out in San Antonio. Like I said, shout out Coach G. Me and Jay are in here today.
Yeah.
I'm an honorary Houston sports expert today. Honorary.
I'll accept that.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think we can start with the All-Star game. We didn't talk about it on the last episode because I figured there would be a lot to talk about, and there was. It was a great game.
It was an excellent game.
Like,
just to see all the alley hoops, like, man. Oh my God. You got to see your favorite player go crazy with your second favorite player.
Exactly.
It was wonderful.
And some people's favorite players weren't playing in there, you know what I mean?
But I mean, you couldn't be mad at the game.
Exactly.
You couldn't be mad at
all.
the game.
157 to 155 win for Team LeBron. Down to the wire. They win by 2.
Honestly, I think Team LeBron won the first 2 quarters, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then the third quarter, it ended as a tie.
I think it was close. I'm not too sure.
I know it was tied. It was tied at like 2.1 seconds left for sure. I think they ended it as a tie.
My problem with the game, my only problem with the game, Joel Embiid said this too, it shouldn't have been won on a free throw.
Yeah. True.
I think if I'm the other team, I wouldn't want to lose on a free throw because I don't have any control over him missing that shot. You know what I mean? It's not like I can go defend him and make it fair to where...
Well, the thing that I look at it as is when you first start playing basketball, one of the first games you learn, outside a horse, 21.
True.
That is a target score.
Uh-huh. And that's the thing.
You know the whole game.
You do your free throws.
You know the whole game. That, you know what I mean? I feel
that
like
you can lose from free throws.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like it just took it back to that childhood basketball type of, you know, mentality. And it ain't like you didn't have an opportunity to get there before then.
Exactly.
You had
that was my other
opportunity
thing. Like, I get where you're coming from. I get the frustration behind that, but also...
Yeah,
you fouled him, or you know what I mean? Like,
well,
don't foul.
Well, Kyle did foul the hell out of him, and
Joel,
I mean,
but
yeah, I know what you mean, but Kyle fouled the hell out of him, and he sent them to the line, and he did miss the first one.
He sure did.
Just so happened, all he needed was one.
I mean, the thing is, I really don't think Joel's saying this if they win. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I think it's the losing side of it is now you see all the problems with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But nonetheless, it was an amazing game from everybody. I mean, LeBron gave you 23, 5 and 6. Duncan.
LeBron played LeBron game.
Exactly. Duncan on not everybody, but you know.
So my question for you before we get into everybody's stats, who was your biggest letdown?
Book.
Book?
Had to be Book. Because I was fighting for him so hard to be in this. And let me say...
He didn't play as much as everybody, too. You can't say that.
It's probably not Book's fault. Let me say that.
But definitely wasn't.
Because he already had it in his mind, I'm not playing in this game. They've snubbed me. This is not where I'm going to be on this Saturday. You know what I mean? And then, boom, schedule changes. Now you got to... Okay, now I'm gonna be here. Now I'm gonna play. So now I gotta let me go get some shots up where you could have taken some days off. So I don't think it's necessarily his fault, but he did have. He is the one that I was surprised didn't have as good of a game because, like we said, we were on here vouching for him, saying he should have been an all-star. Not saying he should have been. He really should have been.
He should have been. He is an all-star.
He just didn't play like an all-star in this game with 6 points, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line. And the night before, you go. He didn't play 27,
but he didn't play as many minutes.
He didn't play as much.
We have to throw this out there. He didn't play as many minutes, and on top of that, he was on an excellent team who had. When When you playing with a lot of ball dominant guys, it's hard for you to get that ball in your hand.
Exactly.
Especially when you're not going up for the alley hoops. You seen like Middleton going up for alley hoops, and we seen
Jason Tatum runs the floor a lot more than Book does.
Yeah,
Book is a half court. Give me the rock. Let me do something, or give me the ball and I'll push the ball up. Whereas you can find Jason Tatum on a fast break. You know what I mean? And that's where Jason Tatum was. He only had 6 points too, but he was catching lobs.
Oh yeah,
here's a layup.
His 6 points was beautiful points.
Yeah. And they came quick. They came really quick. He was 3 for 8 from the field, so shots weren't really falling for a few people.
Wait, hold on. So my next question is, who surprised you the most?
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. Who surprised you the most? Who you think?
Kawhi.
Kawhi
surprised me. I didn't expect 30 from Kawhi. I didn't expect 14 3-pointers from Kawhi.
I think he set a record right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of threes. 8 for 14. So he shot good.
I think my most surprising person wasn't Kawhi, because I expect a good game from Kawhi. I think who surprised me the most, I would have to say, and it's a tough decision between two people. I'm going to give it to Kemba Walker.
Oh, okay.
Kemba or Chris Paul.
See, Chris Paul
I did not expect Kemba Walker to step up the way he did and just go off. He kind of went off. Kemba Walker had an excellent game.
Yeah.
He went off. And that really surprised me, because when I seen the list, he was kind of one of the people I was like, oh, it's somebody that can be on there before him. Like, why is he there? Blah, blah, blah.
Why isn't Jimmy starting over him? I thought the same thing.
Jimmy let me down, too.
Yeah.
Jimmy played bad.
Russ did not have a great game. He went 2 for 10. Jimmy had 4 points. 4 turnovers. He didn't have the best game. Brandon Ingram with 2 points. You know what I mean? And you can't fault them for that, because they're the new guy. Well, not Jimmy, but Ingram and Book and Sabonis, they're new. You know what I mean? So they're kind of getting into this all-star group.
And you can see you've seen the vets actually take over the game. I will say that. You did see the vets. You seen the LeBrons. You seen the Chris Pauls. You seen them actually step up and like, we already know what to do with this. Rudy Gobert.
Exactly.
You seen them step up to the play like, we know how to do this. We're going to play. Joel Embiid played an excellent game, too.
Ben Simmons didn't have a bad game
Ben Simmons played
missed one shot.
Excellent game. I thought Ben Simmons was excellent.
Even Luka didn't play the way that everybody was accustomed to Luka playing, and I think that's what happens when you're put out there in this. You're put out there with people who do this.
You put out there with people that's so ball dominant.
Exactly. Or not even just ball dominant. They're real all-stars.
Yeah, most of these guys
all-stars for a while.
Well, not most of them. All of them for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, they know how to get out there and gel.
Yeah, they carry their teams.
Exactly.
Most of these guys carry their teams. So when you got a bunch of alphas on the court at the same time, somebody's still going to be the alpha.
Exactly. You're going to see who the real alpha is.
And we've seen that in LeBron for sure.
I think it established the 3 alphas that people already kind of knew. LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis.
Kawhi, yep. And Kawhi, oh my God, Kawhi. Kawhi had the best game out of everybody, and you didn't see none of it happening.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was just
quiet.
30 points in the world. Quietest 14 3-point attempts ever.
Yes.
In an NBA game.
Fact.
It's crazy. He shot 14. Clay made 14. That's just think about that for a second. Kawhi Leonard was the first recipient of the Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP award. So big shout out to Kawhi.
Big shout out for him.
Well deserved. Best game. Like I said, 30 points, 8 for 14 from 3, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Anthony Davis with 19 and 9, 3 blocks. LeBron, like I said, with 23 points. Luka with 8. James Harden with 11. I didn't really expect much from James. Like you said, there's a lot of alphas out there, and he's such a ball-dominant player.
And I did see that halftime shot by
Trey.
Oh, man.
Yeah, from 45.
I mean, even though they still lost that round.
It was just
beautiful shot. Beautiful.
I watched it, too. Like,
oh, man.
It's always so beautiful to watch it go in.
It's like everybody knew it was going in.
You ever rebounded for somebody and he's out there shooting. You pass it right back out to him, and you watch him shoot, and then you just watch it fall right through the net. That's how Siakam did, because Siakam was
it's like he was right under the rim. As soon as it went in, he fell down with it, and he knew it was going in.
That's always the best feeling. Ben Simmons with 17 points. He went 8 for 9 from the field. Jokic with 5 points and played an amazing game. Had some good floaters though. Had some good shots. Very Jokic shots. Jason Tatum was 6. Chris Paul, great game, 23 points, 7 for 11 from 3, 6 assists. You know what Chris came to do. Russ with 6 points, 2 for 10 from the field. Not the best game. Sabonis probably had the worst game number-wise. He only had 2 points, 6 rebounds, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Missed his only shot, which was a dunk.
It was a couple of missed dunks.
Yeah, it was.
And
LeBron missed one.
I would say
Giannis
most of them came
one.
off of Team Giannis.
Sabonis is Team LeBron. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of them came off of Team Giannis.
I seen Giannis miss one.
Yeah, it was
Giannis.
He did have to stretch out for
it.
But at the same time, you missed it.
We're accustomed to him stretching. That's Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Giannis with 25 and 11. Good game. Amazing game.
What do you think of all the alley hoops?
I feel like the Chris Paul alley-oop was probably top 3 just because it's Chris Paul catching a oop.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one's up there. They just weren't... Let me say this. The oops were great. You know what I mean? I love watching it.
It looked like an all-star
a great
game.
Oop.
It looked like an all-star game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just when I feel like the players in this one weren't the high flyers. There wasn't really a high flyer in this all-star group. Just a sky riser, you know what I mean?
I don't know that one.
LeBron's
LeBron
not. I mean, that was an amazing dunk, but LeBron's not the young LeBron sky rising anymore. You know what I mean?
Or like a Vince Carter, T Mac, or something like that.
We don't have that anymore.
Yeah,
I think maybe it's the best dunker to watch on this is either LeBron or Russ. You want to see Russ rip a rim off. You know what I mean?
Because you're gonna come down with so much intensity.
Or you want to see Giannis dunk on somebody, but there's not really a person on this list that I would just throw it and say go grab it. Maybe Spider Mitchell's probably the highest, most sky rising player, I should say. I got to say that in a certain way because of course we all know LeBron's the better dunker of the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he looks better, more force, this, that, and the third, but as far as just getting up there, I'm sure Spider can get up there better now than LeBron now.
Yeah.
But back to Team Giannis, Joel with a great game, 22 and 10, 8 for 13 from the field. Siakam with 15, 7 of 10. Kemba, like you said, with 23. Trey with he had a good game.
He had an
10
okay
and
game.
10.
Okay
10
game.
points, 10 assists, 2 for 6 from 3. Middleton with 5. Bam Adebayo with 8. Rudy Gobert with a great game, 21, 10 of 11 from the field and 11 rebounds.
His putbacks and his alleys was just, oh my God. They fed Big Fella.
Yeah, they sure
fed
did.
him.
Jimmy buckets with 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, stat sheet stuffing. Jimmy's going to try to do everything he can in the game.
Of course.
Lowry with 13 and 8. And then Ingram, like I said, with 2. And then Donovan Mitchell with 7. So not a bad game at all. We got to jump into a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to talk more All-Star weekend, All-Star game after these messages. Back, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Assist. I'm your host, Noah Harrington. If you're just tuning in, to my right, we have our Houston sports expert, Jay, and to his right, we have nobody, Coach G is out there being a coach. You already know. Shout out Coach G. We're talking All-Star game, All-Star weekend, All-Star game. This is really what caught my attention, right? Being on social media, you see the post. Middleton looking like Kobe Bryant.
Facts.
That was a crazy post.
Yes. Yes.
You had to take a double take. Is that Bean?
They got the same head shape. Yeah. They definitely got the same head.
So that was a big one. And then the score, right? So it was 157 to 155. If you add up 157, 1, 5, and 5, it gives you 24. And then the 157 minus 155 gives you 2. Giannis is wearing Team Giannis is wearing 24. Team LeBron's wearing 2. It was just
what a big coincidence.
I know it's crazy.
Like what a big coincidence.
It's crazy. Something like that always happens.
Yeah.
Always. So just big shout out to the NBA with the great tribute to Kobe Bryant. You heard Shaka Khan singing the national anthem?
Yes, I did.
How did you feel about that?
I feel like they should have got somebody else.
I feel like they could have got somebody else, right? But she had a note in there that was next level. Like there's a handful of people. You know, there's a handful of people who can rap with Eminem.
Yeah.
There's a handful of people who could hit that note that she hit. Granted, I agree with you. They could have got somebody else.
Yeah.
It was not a great overall national anthem to me. But, I mean, it is Shaka Khan. She is legendary. So
yeah.
She killed it in the Shaka Khan sense. Somebody who doesn't know, that's what I had to realize. You're sitting there watching and you have to realize, okay, it's Shaka Khan.
Somebody like our parents would be more appreciated.
Exactly.
You know, they appreciate her.
A young cat who
than
loves Trae Young isn't going to know who Shaka Khan is. And is going to go make a bunch of memes about her saying the national anthem.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It is better than Fergie, though. I will give him that. It was way better than Fergie. Shout out Fergie.
Way better. Now, they had Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, the Kobe Bryant tribute.
And oh my God.
Like, why didn't you just have her... Why didn't
do
you
both?
Just have her do that one and then come out a little bit later and do the Kobe Bryant one.
Yes.
Kobe Bryant. Then it probably would have saved them some money too.
I think so.
Because now you don't got to pay Shaka Khan and Jennifer Hudson. You just got to pay Jennifer Hudson.
But I think it's one of those deals where they want to give multiple people opportunity, and also like. Maybe this person wanted to prepare for this song, sing this particular song, and blah, blah, blah. It's harder for a person to prepare for 2 songs. And I think everybody can say, she left her heart on that stage when she sang that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she left her heart on the stage.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, she brought the Mamba mentality.
She didn't sing, she sang.
Yeah.
She sang.
And that was a big part. I liked seeing that the coaches were telling them, like, telling the young kids from the Rising Stars Challenge to the players in the All-Star game to bring your mama mentality. I saw one of the coaches write it on the board, just like insane. Like, just keep this with you. If you knew him, if you didn't know him, if you had a chance to talk to him, this is what he's about. He's this all the way through. So just carry that with you and everything. So it was great to see that. Great to see them honor him in the way that they did. Anything else on the All-Star game? I feel like I was missing some. Allen Iverson and Dwayne Wade consoling each other after the Kobe Bryant tribute. It was great to see because, to me, that is the 3rd best shooting guard and the 4th best shooting guard grieving over, to me, the best shooting guards. But we had, I don't know if you were up here when we had the top 5 shooting guard discussion. Can I shine some light on that?
What was that?
It was, I had seen a post, and it was Michael Jordan at number 1.
Of course.
Top 5 shooting guards, right? Okay. Kobe Bryant at 2. I get it. D Wade at 3. AI at 4.
D Wade.
James Harden at 4. Allen Iverson at 5. Top 5 shooting guards all time. I felt disrespected by it.
I don't know about that one.
I said, to me personally, it's going Bean. And I said this, I said I would say this on January 1st, before Kobe's death. So it's going Bean, Jordan, AI, Wade, Harden. I get why Jordan's first. I get why Wade's third. I get it. Wade's got rings. Jordan's got rings. Jordan's undeniable. This, that, and third. I'm not. There's no argument.
Jordan
for that.
didn't have the range of
I mean?
Kobe though.
Oh no, not at
all.
all.
Say that. But
oh no, not at all.
Jordan did have a nice shot.
An amazing shot.
He will.
My defense was that I feel like Kobe could get the better of Jordan. I feel like the teacher. What I said was the teacher. The student passes the teacher. Usually. And in this sense, I think that's what would happen. Or I think that's what happened.
It's hard for me to say that when the student got everything that he knows from the teacher taught you everything that he knows, and the stuff that he realized he should have knew and he should have improved on, he helped you with that as well.
And exactly,
you know what I
So
mean?
that made the student more deadly because you have
the
what
student
he
is
didn't.
deadly, but I mean, where you get your game from? Who do you study?
And that's why I think that Kobe would pass him because, or if it was a one-on-one thing, because Jordan doesn't really have that person in front of him. You know what I mean? It's not like he learned everything from Dr. J and can say, okay, I need to go here and this, and this, and tweak this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, don't get it twisted. I know what you said, but if I'm gonna say of all time.
Oh, and I know there's no argument against that.
Yeah,
like if you're trying to sit there and argue that, it's not. That's the one thing that, like, you can say Kobe's better than LeBron. You can say LeBron's better than Kobe. There's people are going to argue that for years. People are going to argue that LeBron's better than Jordan. This, that, and people are going to argue that Kobe's better than Mike and Mike's better than Kobe. But I think those two right there is the one where a lot of people can agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. A lot of people. They could, okay. Well, you got, or if somebody says this, well, Kobe's my number one shooting guard of all time, a person won't really get mad at you because they already know who your second one's going to be. You know what I mean?
It has to be Jordan.
It has to be.
And if it's not,
now if you got James Harden at 2, then yeah, I'm going to sit here and we can have a discussion about this. But yeah, we touched on that for a hot second. And you being a Houston sports expert, I figured. I feel
like James Harden is only up there because when you think about back in the day, they wasn't allowed to really just bust all these crazy threes like that. At all. You know, when you think about Larry Bird and how his shot was just automatic, though. You know what I mean?
He was taking 1 to 2 threes a game.
But if he could have took so many, you know what I mean? He would be there.
He would have 60-point games the same way James Harden was
having. If they played in this day and age, if you had like a Reggie Miller and a Ray Allen and you know what I mean?
They had the green light that these players have today.
Oh man.
Imagine if they had the era that the NBA has now, the green light now. Imagine where the green light would be if they had it back in the 90s. Imagine where it would be now.
Yeah.
It'd be way bigger. It'd be pulling up from 92.
Seriously.
From 90. All right, I'm going to pull it from the other team's free throw line.
And then you got a Larry Bird who's tall and just can actually sink that. Like,
literally, like, in 6'10".
How do you stop it?
On you.
How do you stop
Shot
it?
behind his head. Like, the thing about Larry Bird is, like, he would just... They said he needed challenges. So they said he would come into the game and just say, hey, I'm going to play the first half with my left hand. I'm going to shoot every shot left-handed just to see how many points I can score.
That's crazy.
Like, just... They said he needed challenges, so he would tell the towel boy, hey, what's the record in this building? What's the scoring record? Who scored the most points? I'm beating that tonight.
Wow.
Like, it's that certain sense of arrogance that everybody loves about Larry. It's like arrogance, but he does it. So it's like...
And...
You know what I mean?
I think Larry Bird was the first, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think he was the first white guy to actually gain the respect of black players as far as like a person that can really shoot and play ball. You know what I mean?
You got people to this day who, I mean, Michael Jordan said it. You put Magic too. Isaiah Thomas. He said you put all the greats in a room. Mike, Wilt, Magic, Kareem, everybody. Isaiah Thomas.
They
everybody.
Will all vouch for Bird.
He said the only person that's coming out of that room is Larry Bird. He said that's the toughest person. They said him and then AI. So that's good company to be with if you're talking to tough folks. They said AI is like a nail at Home Depot. You go in there and try to bend it. That's Allen Iverson. You take the screw and you try to bend it. You can't do it.
You ain't doing that.
Yeah. We gotta jump into another commercial break, and we'll be back after these messages. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the last half hour of The Assist. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Noah Herring. And to my right, we have our Houston sports expert, Jay. And to his right, we have nobody. Coach G is MIA today. No, he's not MIA. He's out there being a Coach G out there in San Antonio. What's up, Coach G? I know you're listening. Mm-hmm. So, we talked All-Star game. We talked All-Star weekend Monday. There was a rumor. Well, there's a rumor going around. I won't even say it's a rumor. It's just a hopeful wish. It's a very, very big hopeful wish for two franchises. Because if you're Milwaukee, this is what you're going for, and you're gonna pay Giannis $500 million for 2 years to get all three of his brothers on the team. And if you're LA, you're gonna do the same thing, and you're gonna get rid of everybody except 2 people to gain 4. Well, they already have Antetokounmpo over there. Well, we should probably talk about what we're talking about. Who was it? It was Giannis who said it?
Yes.
Giannis came out and said that he would love the opportunity to play with all 3 of his brothers, all 4 Antetokounmpo brothers, playing in either Milwaukee or Los Angeles. I don't think he specified Lakers or Clippers,
but I think right now he's talking about the 2 older brothers, not the younger brother. I don't think it's necessarily the younger brother.
The younger brother right now, I know he's a senior. I want to say he's a senior in high school. So he still has to go through college. And then
he got time. He got time before he gets to the league for sure.
Kostas is playing for the Lakers. And then Thanos and Giannis are both on the Bucks. So I feel like it would be probably a lot easier to get a trade over there to Milwaukee if you're Kostas.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got the Robin Lopez and Brooke Lopez over there. You already got Giannis and Thanos. That's 2 sets of brothers on a team, let alone twins. And then you add a Kostas. That's just even more chemistry because you play better with your brother than anybody else.
I mean, y'all grew up playing with each other, exactly. So you know what he's thinking, you know what he's doing.
You know his hot spots, you know where to get him the rock, you know if you pass it to him while he's running up to the top of the key, he's not going to miss.
It wouldn't take long for all of them to be in sync with one another, for sure.
And then usually the youngest is usually the best, right? In this case, I think that will end up being the case. I mean, you have 3 NBA brothers in front of you, and one is an MVP, probably a multiple-time MVP.
Gonna be a champion.
Oh, yeah, gonna be a champion. Probably the most dominant player playing right now.
Yeah.
Dominant-wise. Nobody dominates the paint like him.
Close to Shaq, almost.
Yeah.
But he can actually shoot free throws.
Yeah.
My God.
Kinda. Better than Shaq could.
Better than what Shaq
could. But I mean, how good could Shaq really? Shaq's excuses, he always made them when he needed them. And hey, sometimes.
I don't think that's a good excuse. Like, you needed all of them.
I mean, he didn't.
The league came up with a hack of Shaq just to keep
Shaq,
you
just imagine
from scoring.
That. If Shaq could make his free throws, there would be no hack of DeAndre Jordan, hack of this, hack of that, hack of Shaq, hack of Kwame Brown. I don't know. They probably weren't hacking Kwame Brown because you probably didn't have to, but you get my point.
Yeah, exactly.
Hack of Dwight. Those things probably wouldn't have came into play if Shaq kind of set this. Well, I mean, not all big men were terrible free throw shooters, but Shaq set a big standard in that he was a big man who couldn't shoot. So now, this player being so dominant, now we can all kind of take a page out of each other's books, and this is how you stop him.
Mm-hmm. Well, not even that. I feel like once he went through that, I feel like that kind of opened the door for other big man to be like, if I want to make it to the league, I got to be able to have some kind of jumper.
I'm surprised that you can make it to the league with no jumper. Period. Seriously. I'm surprised you can make it to the league without making free throws. Like, I mean, I get Shaq as the exception, but like, you could make free throws in high school. That if I'm a coach or I'm a scout, that's a deal breaker for me. If I got this guy over here who's just as big as you, but can make a free throw, I'm gonna just teach him what you do.
You know what? It's always that. It's always them few exceptions.
Oh yeah.
And Shaq was definitely an exception.
Oh yeah.
Because when you got somebody that can't make a shot to save their life,
but he's 7'1", 325 pounds,
and you still in everybody's top 5.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And he made it to most people top 5 without being able to make a shot. You know what I mean? So he was very dominant. But
Shaq's
you don't find a lot of Shaqs no more. Like I said, I think Giannis come close because the way he can actually dominate the paint. Like if he get the ball down low,
and he's very
you're gonna
far
have
off.
a hard time. Yeah, very far off.
But he's the closest thing.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
He's not. It's not a Kobe Jordan type situation where they're very, very close, very similar. The only difference between them is a ring. Yeah,
it's like this. Shaq was so. I don't think we'll ever get another Shaq.
Oh no.
I don't think we will ever get another Shaq.
Like the NBA
that was like
would
a once in a lifetime thing.
I feel like the only way a new Shaq would be, I guess, real would be if the NBA was like on just a downward spiral and ratings weren't up, and then just some guy just comes in and it's just.
And if you think about it, most of the guys that's like Shaq, they going to the NFL.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's some big dudes.
It's probably another Shaq out there, but he probably play football.
Yeah, he's probably on the offensive line.
Exactly,
pushing dudes back.
Probably like J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
you know he making millions of dollars just to play football.
Yeah,
he chose a different sport.
I think that's all we got for basketball. There's some big football news, ladies and gentlemen.
Big football.
The man.
Big news.
The Westlake legend, Drew Brees.
Mr. Drew himself
is returning for another year with New Orleans Saints. I know the Who Dat Nation is lit.
No, they are.
It's the year.
I mean, I'm a Texan and I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy about that myself.
I would have hated it if he went somewhere else. The only thing at this point he could have done is either retire or keep playing for his same team.
Exactly.
The thing Phillip Rivers did, I'm not really on par with that. Because, I'm on par with it for Phillip. I'm not on par with it for Drew.
Yeah.
This is Drew's team. Granted, the Chargers were Phillip's team, but Phillip never took them anywhere. So they're not really your team. They're your team until somebody else takes them there. And then, boom, now it's this person's team, blah, blah, blah. You know what comes with all that.
Yeah.
Drew took them, has taken them multiple times. Won, rode with them through the good, bad, the ugly. Literally. And I love to see it. I love to see Drew. Drew is he's one of the All-American quarterbacks.
I like to see commitment. I like to see people.
Loyalty.
I feel like when you win, that makes it 10 times better. You know, when you stay down for the come up.
Exactly.
And just if he was to leave right now, it'd kind of be like, why? You only have a year left.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking, like Phillip, what are you doing?
Exactly. Like, why would you leave? I wouldn't leave.
Well, like I said, Phillip's case is a little different. No ring. Maybe he's chasing one. Who knows? But this is the other big news. So shout out to Drew Brees. You know, he's got his starting spot on lock. There's some drama going on between who's going to be the backup, Taysom Hill or Teddy Bridgewater. I think it should be Teddy, but
I think it's Bridgewater all the way.
Yeah, I think he
played very well when Drew Brees was out.
Hill is probably one of them is going to be shipped out of there probably pretty soon. And then this whole Sean Payton and Drew Brees is that's like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Just this New Orleans version. It's like Tony Dungy and Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? They go good. They go good together.
Actually debating on who would come in as a backup. Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me.
Because Hill didn't have a bad year, but I feel like Hill can play receiver, Hill can play running back, Hill can return punts, he can be your quarterback. Use him when you need him.
Yeah.
Bridgewater is your go-to backup I feel like you can use Hill so many other places.
Yeah, I feel like he did good under pressure.
Receiver,
he did very well under pressure.
Yeah,
he helped them out. They won a couple of games, and then when Drew Brees came back,
and Teddy played a hell of a amazing.
Come on, yes he did.
While Drew was gone,
yes he did. Yes, he did. So I don't know why you would debate that, but at the same time, we don't always see what goes on behind closed doors.
Exactly. I mean, Jalen Hurts and Tuya.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He had the number one quarterback, and then he gets hurt, and now he's not playing ever.
Yeah.
Now he has to go transfer schools. So, like you said, there's probably a lot we don't know about going on.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Drew's staying. I mean, I would stay too. Your receiver is Offensive Player of the Year. You have a great receiving core. You got a great coach.
They just won a championship, like 2 years ago, I want to say?
I don't know if it was that recent, but it was. They've won it in this decade.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 3 years ago.
I'll get you a fact check on that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I just won a championship with my team, and I've been with this team, we grinded for this together, which they have.
Oh yeah,
it's no reason for you to leave. You know, especially and like I said, especially when it's your last year, and that's why I don't. 2010. Okay, got you. And that's why I don't like the whole talk about Tom Brady. That's really kind of eating at me too. Like, why would Tom Brady leave?
Great segue.
Why would he do that?
There's some big news. I don't think Tom's going anywhere. But we need to start with this. So Antonio Brown, mental health classes were a part of his, sentencing with his whole little debacle that happened, I guess you could say, or situation that happened. So I guess in this time he's been reaching out and apologizing to teams he's played for. I would think kind of keeping the door open to where maybe if they need to sign somebody, okay, well, AB cleaned his act out, we can go grab him. And that's not a bad person to go grab by any means.
Not at all.
Top 3 receiver, and he's not even playing.
Exactly. Hate to see how that talent go to waste, too.
Yeah.
Lord.
So he apparently spoke with John Gruden, reportedly spoke with him, said that they're kind of patching things up, and that John Gruden is keeping, like I said, the door open for the chance to sign Antonio Brown if they sign the person they think they are trying to sign, which is Tom Brady. Which I am like, okay, I get you trying. You know what I mean? If LeBron's on the market, he's gonna have 30 contracts at his door waiting for him.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? It's Tom Brady. He's a very high class quarterback. He's a first class quarterback. If you're trying to get Tom Brady, you're going to pay a lot of money for him. Well, I won't even say that, but you know what you're getting when you want Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that means you want somebody at that somebody reliable at that position, a gunslinger. Yeah. So, I get it from the Raiders' point.
I don't think it's a bad idea for them to come at it like that.
I don't think it is either. I think I think the bad comes in when it's on Tom's shoulders now. Mm-hmm. So now it's in Tom's head, okay, do I go here? Or do I stay over here in this system where I've won 6 rings and we do this shit?
You know what? It's crazy that they, now that I'm actually thinking about it, even with everything that's been going on with Antonio Brown, Tom has stood by his side. Mm-hmm. That is pretty much his friend. And we all know that Tom would not mind playing with Antonio Brown. We know this.
He's played with. He's thrown a touchdown pass. It's one of the 90-some-odd players that Tom Brady's thrown a pass to.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, we know he don't mind playing with him. So I can see why the Raiders would do it the way... I can see why they would come at it the way they doing it. If you come with us, we'll give you what you want. Exactly. We'll give you the player that you want to play with. I don't see the Patriots ever trying to sign Antonio Brown back.
Me neither.
I don't see that.
Apology or not.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those deals where, I mean, because it's like he kind of went too far.
Yeah.
You went too far.
You go AWOL on somebody and then expect them to take you right back. That's
exactly. Like, no. I can forgive you, but I will never forget.
But this is still a business.
Yeah, I can forgive, but I will never forget it.
So I'm not going to take this. Risk management is a part of business.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I can see why the Raiders would throw this out there. It's not bad on the Raiders' part, like you said. It's not bad for them to try to give him a ultimatum, like,
or voice that they are still looking at him, because if they voice that, then that's saying, okay, well, if you're an owner and I say I'm still looking at signing Antonio Brown, you've assessed the risk management. You don't want to take that risk because it's Antonio Brown. You could sign him and he does all this stuff all over again, right? You don't want that on your team. I come out and I say that we're looking at still signing him if things go right. That can put different thoughts into the owners' heads, into other owners' heads, because they're looking at it as, if you respect me as the owner of this team, and I respect you as the owner of that team, and you know my business acumen is good, you can look at me and say, well, this is a smart guy. I know he's taking
something that we don't see.
Exactly, he's taking his statistics into account, and he's still willing to ride by this guy. So let's see. Mm-hmm. So then, boom, now where you have one contract from the Raiders, you got 3 contracts from over here, a couple more over here, and now things are kind of falling in line.
And I feel like the Raiders is kind of one of those teams, and I hate to say desperate, but I feel
they're desperate.
I feel like they one of those.
They're desperate, yeah.
I feel like they one of those teams that is in dire need to make a big change fast.
I think that's why, because they got Derek Carr over there, and Derek Carr had the worst season this year since his brother. Man. David Carr. And
exactly.
So, I think that's why they're looking at, okay, here's the top person in free agency. His name's Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. All right, do we need a quarterback? Yep. Send him a contract.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how much it is, send him a contract. Because if we get him, we can get a lot more people.
And I feel like that's another reason why Tom Brady would have to think, because they probably gonna offer you good money.
Oh yeah,
most of these teams is gonna offer him more money than what the Patriots are.
Oh, exactly. And I think that's why they're trying to do it, because we can give you way more than that, Tom.
And
come over here.
This will be your last year.
Exactly.
You can give
come
us,
over here.
We'll pay this big old amount for 1 year, maybe 2 years.
Right.
Which I don't think he'll do 2 years. I think maybe he only got one more in him.
I think the anticipation of people thinking this was his last year showed that he doesn't have that many more years. Mm-hmm. So I completely agree with you. Where I said he could play 4 more years, I think next year's his last year.
Yeah, I mean, because this was such a big deal. That's been the talk for the last 2 years.
Exactly, and it's never been this big of a deal.
Yeah, like after the championship, we thought he was going to be done, and then he decided to come back, and it was just like,
and
everybody
it goes
was
to a
just
championship
so
again. We thought he was done after Atlanta.
Exactly,
and he won another ship since then.
Exactly, so you never know.
Yeah, I just think if he
maybe
goes
he could be the Vince Carter of football.
Yeah, play forever. I think if he leaves, it's gonna be bad for him. I think NFL fans are gonna love it.
Do you think it'll stain his reputation?
No, I don't think it will, because it didn't stain Brett Favre's. Well, it kind of stained Brett's, but Brett's problem was he kept retiring and coming back. I don't see Tom doing that. I think
once
Tom
he retires,
team,
he's done.
Yeah, if Tom goes to a different team, he's going to play there, he's going to play his heart out, and he's going to be done. He's not going to... Mm-hmm. And if he does it, I promise you, it's probably going to be for a check.
More than likely.
Because, okay, if it's to be a contender, you're on the team that has contended for every Super Bowl in the past decade.
Exactly.
Literally. Like, every year you have a chance.
So we know, I'm sure we can both agree that it's not about the ring.
Yeah.
I think, well,
maybe
I wouldn't say care less, but...
Because, a lot of opportunities come within that. Like, there were... People went to teams because of what the teams can have set up for them after you retire. Like, okay, we can show you the business side of the Oakland Raiders. So when you retire, you can become part owner or something.
You don't
just something.
Worry about money and then.
Yeah,
and I think that's a big deal
and that's
too.
Your career deal. After. That's what a lot of people look toward. You see, Kobe Bryant was big on that.
Yeah, they want
He
stability.
said he started looking in that when he tore his Achilles, because that's when you realize like this stuff isn't forever.
Exactly.
And you see LeBron making moves.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of moves. KD's making moves. It's becoming a thing.
Shout out LeBron paying for tuition.
Kent State? That was
man.
Crazy. He said that's probably the best thing he's ever done.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Paying tuition for it's the I Promise.
It's so many hundred kids too. Like that's
not just the I Promise kids, but the I Promise kids that were old enough.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that was a lot of tuitions, and it's all 4 years.
Yeah,
not just 1-2 years, all 4 years, room and board too.
Yep,
that is a oh man,
yeah,
that is big.
Well, speaking of LeBron, we talked. I mean, this little tangent of basketball, this slither of basketball will get us to this next one. There's some Pro Bowl change, or people want Pro Bowl changes, because they tried to do some changes this year, and it was like the false start changes or something. Like the receiver can do this, but if he does this, then it's a false start. It's something weird. Don't quote me. Something weird along the lines of where people didn't really jive with it too much, I don't think. But then they saw this past All-Star weekend, and there were a lot of football players saying we kind of want something like this All-Star game where third quarter, everything after the third quarter, we're done, and fourth quarter we go head to head, like we battle, just the same way the NBA did. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how they would do it. I think they could maybe do something like that, but I think it would be maybe different. What I'd like to see is maybe them incorporate some XFL rules into the All-Star game.
That'd be nice.
Or to the Pro Bowl, sorry.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, like...
I think that could be real nice. I think that'll do good versus them actually trying to, like...
change the format of it.
Because if you think about it, football is already head-to-head. Yeah. Y'all already...
It's not like you can you can take plays off in football, but it's a lot more noticeable. Like, you have to get hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And another thing about it, too, I don't see how it could work given the fact that you see teams like Kansas City Chiefs start losing and then come back in that third, fourth quarter. Like, that's big in football. Mm-hmm. We've seen it with, like you said, Tony in Atlanta, where you down.
Tom.
Tom in Atlanta.
Tony Gonzalez? Just kidding.
No.
Tony
Romo, good Lord. No. But you seen where they down 21, and you see what they have this major fourth quarter run, and just So I don't see how I don't know. I don't see how to work.
Me neither.
I don't see it.
I think that this past All-Star weekend really kind of opened an eye for the NFL, because the Pro Bowl has not been the same Pro Bowl for a long time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the Pro Bowl does not the Pro Bowl does
People
not
are not looking
garner
for it like they looking at the All-Star weekend.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I think the events, like, there's not the kind of like, you have your quarterback event where they're throwing the balls through the hole or whatever, and you like to see that, but there's something captivating about the 3-point challenge and the dunk contest. They need something like that, something to grab the audience.
Yeah, and I can see them trying to do something after this, but I mean, at the same time, they got to remember that this whole All-Star thing came about because Kobe ended up passing away. They wanted to do something for him to honor him in the game.
And it's not like the NFL has the greatest reputation right now.
Yes.
Within from 2015
from the whole
to now, the whole Colin Kaepernick stuff put a bad light on the NFL.
Yeah.
Granted, before the Colin Kaepernick stuff, Pro Bowl weekend was on the decline, but they really just need to switch it up. But like I was saying, the Colin Kaepernick stuff put the nail in the coffin.
Now, what I will say, the NFL did do something one year, and I can't remember what it was called, but they had all these top players showing off all these crazy skills and stuff that they could do. They had kickers like kicking the ball all the way to the top of the bell, and you had Andre Johnson set the ball in a little thing, and then he run all the way downfield and catch it.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was number one trending for a long time once they did that.
And I mean, it tells you Andre Johnson was in it, so that tells you
how long ago it was. Exactly. Yeah, but you had these guys doing these amazing plays and these amazing catches. I think if they can do something to incorporate that back into it again, it'll make people want to see what's going on with football. You know what I mean?
Because the Pro Bowl is the Pro Bowl, and if you're a football fan, that's what you're going to watch.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl weekend. You're usually, if you don't catch nothing, you're going to catch that.
Yeah.
You know, All-Star Weekend, you can tune in solely for the dunk contest.
Yeah.
I only want to watch the dunk contest. It comes on at 9. Let's watch it. And then skip the 3-point contest, skills challenge, All-Star, or Rising Stars challenge. Forget it all. I just want to see the dunk contest. Celebrity game. Exactly.
All of it.
And there's not really. I mean, I think they've done like a celebrity 7-on-7, and that's cool. Like that's a cool little thing to do. I feel like they need more of that. I had a point I wanted to say. I think I'm losing it as I'm talking. It was along the line. Oh, it was the Pro Bowl tradition. You know, they go to Hawaii. You're playing red versus blue. That doesn't need to change.
Yeah.
Incorporate some XFL. Incorporate a little bit of a lawlessness into it. You know, there's some lawlessness in the NBA. You can, for lack of a better term, you know what I mean. Like in a regular NBA game, you don't see a 40-foot lob. You know what I mean. And there's one person back there, and it goes from LeBron to Jason Tatum. You know what I mean. Like you don't really see that. There's nothing in the Pro Bowl that you don't see
in a regular football game.
Exactly. There's a lot you don't see from an All-Star game in a regular NBA game. There's a lot.
Like you want to see these wide receivers. You want to see Tom Brady launch it from this end of the field all the way down to this end of the field, and somebody go and catch that. You know,
you want a show put on for you.
Exactly. You want plays to happen that you scared of doing in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Forget the turnovers. Forget everything else. Like, go out there and just put on a show.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
To end the show, we've got to kind of end the show on a sad note. Well, not too sad. The Daytona 500 NASCAR racer Ryan Newman in a tragic wreck during the Daytona 500.
At the on the very last lap too.
That's what's up. He got into a bad wreck. Yeah, going 200 miles per hour. It was horrible. When you say a wreck in NASCAR, there's not really much else you can say. You know they're going at high speeds, and you know there's some problems with that. You know what I mean? Like there's a chance of bad things happening when you're going at such a high rate of speed, so close together, all that. Thankfully, he does not have life-threatening injuries. Thank God. Recovering quickly, as quick as you can in a situation like that. It's just a terrible situation. They say he's actually speaking and everything, so that's always good, you know. I mean, we saw this with Kevin Hart, you know, another life-threatening situation. Yeah. Who had to, where you had to learn to walk again, learn to talk again, and kind of do all these things all over that you already kind of, that you know, but after this, it's just kind of, I guess it just leaves you. So, but shout out to Ryan Newman, recovering well. Big prayers, big shout out to you. Yes, get well soon, man. Ending on the Astros, that's where we got to end on before we get out of here. I mean, there's some hostility going on against the Astros. Aaron Judge, fellow Yankee, said he was pissed. He said they didn't earn it. He didn't want to, you know, that's how he feels about them not being fined or being punished or anything. The players of the Astros, that is. Well, I feel like you can't take the trophy from them. You can't take them. I think they need to be somewhat punished. You have to be somewhat punished, but I feel like you can't take the trophy from them. I think this trophy will always have an asterisk on it. Always. And regardless, I feel like they should definitely, the players should have got fined. Yeah. The players should have got fined. Because for the Astros to out of nowhere have this big amazing season and then you find out that it was all a bunch of lies, you know, it's kind of like, man, they duped you. Yeah. Mike Trout said they should have got punished. He said it's really fun. He said, imagine me going up to the plate and knowing what you're about to throw at me. It's going to be a real fun night. Something along those lines. And, you know, Mike Trout's the home run king. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? If he knows you're throwing a fastball at him, he's going to send that out there to left field. I feel like it's going like after this,
I feel like a lot of those players won't be welcomed on a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think they're
if
gonna
it don't work out with the Astros,
blackballed.
Yeah,
quote unquote. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just sad. I mean, because it was such a great moment for the city of Houston.
Yes.
I mean, you being the Houston sports expert, I know you're down there in the streets of it. You know,
I love to see the city come together. Like we needed that.
Yeah.
Honestly, we needed that, and for it to be tainted,
with the whole Harvey thing going on. And
yeah, like with everything going on, it was much needed. It brought people together, brought joy to the city.
The Texans weren't doing nothing. The Rockets had blew the dud.
They blew it. Yeah.
Man. With that being said, we're getting out of here, ladies and gentlemen. That's our time. You can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time here at rtfsportsnetwork.com. You can also tune into our podcast every Thursday, so you just go podcast in front of my son. It's been another edition, another hour, another moment in time of The Assist. I'm your host, Noah Harrington. To my right, I have Jay. To his right, we have nobody. Coach Jesus San Antonio. But we're signing out.